Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my very first guest of this week is this incredible singer and songwriter named Christie Huff. So I'm about to add Christie into the live now to have a chat with Christie about her incredible music that she's created. So yeah, let's add Christie in and yeah, have a chat with Christie.
Hi.
Hi, Christie. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. First up, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come onto my show. It's such a pleasure having you on.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, no. Thanks for having me.
you're very welcome. So, to people that don't know who you are, if you can give a bit of backstory about who you are and what you do, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yes. So for those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Christie Huff, and I am a country pop artist based in Los Angeles, California. So yeah, if you guys like country pop music, then go check out my music. Right now I'm releasing a brand new song every 6 to 8 weeks. So lots of new music coming out soon.
So, we'll dive right into the very first question. So, for my very first question, so you have actually created this incredible song called Slow. What was like the whole experience like for you getting to create Slow, and what is like the meaning behind Slow?
Yes. So Slow is one of my favorite songs that I've ever written and produced, and it's so fun to play live. And I actually wrote Slow all in one sitting in about 25 to 30 minutes. Like that song came out of me like so quickly. Probably honestly the fastest song from beginning to end that I've ever written. And in my notes, like I keep like a list of song titles, and Slow was on there. And I was just thinking like in terms of I had just like gotten out of a relationship and was like kind of starting to see somebody else, and was like thinking like I'm still having like this like baggage from this other relationship, but like I want to open up my heart again to this new person, but like I want to go slow, because like what's the rush you know in speeding things up? Let's let things happen organically and kind of like get through it. So yeah, and that song to produce was just like a really fun song. I brought the song very raw, just acoustic guitar into my producer, and we wanted to create this kind of like fun, beachy, slow, like laid back vibe, but then also incorporating kind of like an old school country vibe as well. So that was really fun to produce, and then ask to have a music video for it. So I'm excited. So everybody go check out Slow.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So you have actually created this other incredible song and also music video called Dreamcatcher. What was like the whole experience like getting to create Dreamcatcher? Because that was like such another incredible song that you've created.
Thank you. Yes, I love Dreamcatcher is like another song that's like very near and dear to me. Actually, I'm wearing if you guys can tell, I'm wearing a Dreamcatcher necklace today. But I grew up in Arizona, and in Arizona, the Native American culture is like very prominent, like where I grew up, and I I just love dream catchers and love like how they look and how they just like the whole thing is that you keep them above your head while you sleep and they'll catch your nightmares. And I was thinking about this idea, kind of like a play on words, like with dream catcher, like if she's your dream, go on and catch her, but you're gonna need a dream catcher. I just like wrote that song. I just created the story of like somebody leaving and being done with this relationship. That's what I love about country music, is that I write from personal experiences, but then also write from a storytelling aspect of things, and just created the song. So that was just kind of the idea where I got Dreamcatcher from, and then I filmed a music video for it, which was really fun to shoot. And we made, I don't even know how many Dreamcatchers we made, but it was like surrounding me, like in my music video, and it was just really fun. So I'm excited.
So on to our very next question. So you have actually created this other incredible song called All to Myself. what was like the whole experience like creating All to Myself, and what was the whole meaning behind that song?
Yeah, so for me, All to Myself is just like one of those like classic happy love songs where when you're like in a relationship with somebody, and it's the best when you can spend so much time with them and just want to continue to spend that much time with them. And it's like you don't even have to go anywhere. I think like the best relationships is when, especially like in pandemic life, we can't really do anything right now anyway. So it's like when you can just like stay home, like watch a movie, or, have like good conversations and things like that, where it's like you don't need a big extravagant date to like have a good relationship. So that was kind of like the premise behind All to Myself. And actually this song was a little bit different, the way that I recorded it, because I recorded it with my band, and like usually I go in with a song and like I get with a producer, we sit down, and me and my producer kind of like create like how everything's gonna sound. But for this, I guess the producer of All to Myself was me and my band. So we just like got together in like rehearsals. I brought like some reference songs of how I kind of wanted the vibe to be, and then we just practiced the song and then went in and like recorded it all in like one sitting. So that was really fun to do.
Awesome. So on to the very next question. So you have actually created another incredible song called Gold Summer. What was like the whole experience like getting to create Gold Summer? Because that was such a sensational song.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm really excited about Gold Summer. I actually wrote it. It's funny because I live in Los Angeles, like where it's 75 degrees and sunny, like 99.9% of the time. And I was actually in Nashville in February. This happened actually right before the pandemic. So, it was in 2020, and I got with my co-writers, Philip Pence and Mason Douglas. And, I wanted to create a song. I was kind of homesick. I was in Nashville, and it was a dark, cold, gloomy day, and I was in my co-writer's house, and he had a picture of the Pacific Coast Highway, and I was like, oh man, I miss home, I miss California. And we were just like talking, and I was like, I want to create a song that in the winter in Nashville, I want to create a summer California song, and just kind of talk about all of the fun visual things to imagine when you're in California in the summer. So that's what we did, and I'm so excited about that song. It has such like, again, like a laid back feel to it, where you can just honestly like go to the beach and like listen to it. That was like my whole goal with Gold Summer. So yeah.
Awesome. So on to the very next question. So you have actually created a song called Summer of Love. What was like the whole experience like getting to create this song, and what's like the whole meaning of this song?
Yes, so this song I wrote, kind of just like about that, that summer romance that a lot of us I think have had, where it's like you're young and it only really lasts a couple months in the summer. It's like it's going to end. But those like loves or relationships kind of, are the most like whirlwinding experiences, and kind of, they're just a lot of fun. And I don't know, there's some like excitement and sadness and like melancholiness with those types of relationships, where it's going to end, but all you have is like right now, right here. And for me, growing up, like especially like when I was in high school, like summer was that time where it's like, it's so crazy because it's like it's only like 2 months, but those 2 months felt like 2 years sometimes, where so much happened over the summer, so much changed. To me, when I was writing Summer Love, it was just kind of about like that first love experience when you're young, and time is just so much bigger than it is like when you're older, so yeah.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So who inspired you as a person to get into like singing in the first place?
Yes, well, I grew up in a family with there's 4 sisters, and one thing that we really loved to do was like sing and dance, and just like with my family, like living in a house of a bunch of girls, that was just like really prominent in my family. but then like for me too, it's like I grew up in the era of, you know, when Taylor Swift was first coming out, and like Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert and Michelle Branch and Vanessa Carlton, and you know, I would like listen to those songs and just like would sing along, and I love to sing. And you know, we had growing up, I had like a karaoke machine like downstairs in our basement, and I would just go downstairs like for hours and hours just singing songs. um so yeah, for me it was just like always just a love. You know, I love listening to music, I love singing. Yeah, I love Taylor Swift. And then too, like artists like Taylor Swift, you know, I learned that they wrote their own songs, and she was telling stories that I was relating to as a young, you know, preteen, teenager. And, you know, then that made me kind of believe, like, think like, hey, I could write songs about what's happening in my life, you know, right now. So then that kind of really inspired me to start playing the guitar and start writing songs.
Awesome. So on the very next question, so what does performing music mean to you, like especially as an artist?
Yes, well, you know, performing, man, I I learned in 2020 that I really need performing, you know, to like it was a nice break for a little bit just to be home and like write songs and create. But there's so much, there's two different, you know, I guess sides to being an artist. There's that creative side, and then there's the business side, and then there's the performing side. And like when you perform live, it's like that's when you get the opportunity to really connect with your audience face to face, and really, you know, perform these songs as a whole. And it's so fun, and I miss it so much, and I'm so excited because I'm playing my first live band show in over a year. Next month I'm going out to Nashville and playing live with my band, so I'm so excited for that. And you know, to me, that's where I kind of, you know, quote unquote blow off steam, is like to perform. And you know, and that's where I get like a lot of my confidence and a lot of my happiness and like just adrenaline comes from performing live. So I'm really excited. I didn't realize how much that aspect of my life meant to me until it was like gone. So I'm really excited to like get back into that.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So if you could work with any top 3 music artists in the industry, who would they be and why?
Man, okay. So for me, it would be Taylor Swift, because for obvious reasons, I love her so much. You know, I would love to see how her brain works, like writing songs, and what her process is like, because I know everybody's process is so different. So just to like be in the room, just to observe what she does, I think would be so cool. Another person would be Casey Musgraves. I love Casey Musgraves. Like her, her songwriting style, I feel like I can relate to it. Like I feel like we have some similarities there. And I love her music. I'm a huge fan of her. I think that she'd be a fun person to hang out with. And lastly, the third person would be Carrie Underwood, just because I have looked up to Carrie Underwood for so long, and like I love her voice, and I've seen her live a couple of times, and she's just like the best singer I've ever seen perform live. And it would just again be really fun just to like hang out with her and like sing with her and write songs with her. But yeah, those 3 artists are like my favorite artists, so it'd be really fun.
So on to our very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person, like especially during COVID?
Yes. Oh man. Well, I learned, I think the biggest thing that I learned is that I definitely need to be around people to like feel good. Like I used to say like I'm an introverted extrovert. Like I'm an extrovert, but like then I need some time to be by myself and like, you know, recoup that way, and then I can go out and be around people and stuff again. And if I learned anything, I'm like, cool, I've been introverted all year and I'm ready to go out and be extroverted again. So that's one thing that I learned. I also learned that I think I learned a lot about just like my creative process, and because this year that's like what I had. Like usually I'm so busy with like booking shows, playing shows, recording, putting this out, that the creative time, it's intermixed here and there, but this year that's kind of all I had to really, be out there and just to continue to progress. And I think that I became a lot stronger of a songwriter as well as like a co-writer, because I've actually probably done more co-writes this year than any other year, because I've been doing Zoom co-writes and haven't had to go anywhere and, things like that. So songwriting has been really great. And then also I think like all of us can relate. Like, I think I learned that, the worst things that I thought could happen, where it's like, oh, shows get canceled. And obviously just like COVID really affected all of us so differently. And I think I learned, I'm like, oh, I'm able to adapt, and things change, and that's okay. And you just kind of roll with the punches, and you figure it out how to stay on top of things and how to stay out there. So yeah, I learned a lot.
So on to our very next question. So what are like the whole positives and negatives into the whole music industry, and how do you get through those negatives as a person?
Yes. I mean, the positives, I think, is just like, to be able to create and to put out things. And I think right now, I'm an independent artist. We live in a time where it's kind of the best and worst time to be an independent artist. It's the best time because you literally have the power to put yourself out there, like to release your music on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever, put your music, on social media. Social media has made it possible for anybody to be able to have their music and their voice be heard. Whereas in the old days, it's like, that's what you were fighting for, just a chance to be heard. But with that being said, I think there's so many people out there doing it that it's kind of oversaturated at times, it feels like. Although I really do think that, just with, as everybody kind of adapts and as time goes on, we all like variety and different things and a lot of different options when it comes to entertainment. So I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I think some negatives could be, for me, that I've realized where sometimes I just need to tell myself to like sit back and relax and chill is, with social media. I know that we've all kind of talked about this, but you can you can compare yourself to what other people are doing and how they're doing and all that kind of stuff. And it's just human nature to do that. And I think, some healthy quote unquote competition is good to like kind of be like, oh, what's this person doing? Okay, I want to do this. But it's not, I think sometimes that can be a negative, because you just need to like be true to yourself and sit back and do what you feel is right, and everybody has a time and a place when and where they will, succeed. So I think that's the biggest negative though, is like with the entertainment industry, it's like, it's with the way things are right now, like as an independent artist, it's like all you are really doing is like putting things out and then comparing to how that's doing compared to this, or even compared to yourself, how like the last release was. And I think it's just good to keep a healthy mindset, which it can be hard at times for sure.
Awesome. So on to our very last question. So what's like next for you, like music wise, for the rest of 2021 that you would like to announce on the show?
Yes. So, well, for I guess some more recent news, so I just released a brand new song, a brand new version of a song that I released like 2 years ago. And I have a music video coming out this weekend for that. So I'm really excited for that. I haven't even officially really announced it. I did a little teaser of it yesterday, but I'll be officially announcing it on Friday. And the music video will be released on Sunday. And then, for the rest of 2021, my goal is to release a new song every 6 weeks, and then get back into touring and playing shows. I'm so excited because I'm playing my first big festival in over a year. I get to open up for Nico Moon in Wisconsin at the Porterfield Country Music Festival this summer in June. So just more shows, more live streams, more things like this, and lots of more music. So stay tuned.
Well, would you like to perform one of your songs, Christie?
Yes, I definitely would. since the first song that you talked to me about, which I've been wanting to play for a while, I'm gonna play Slow. We're getting kind of into that like summer vibe-ish, so this song will help you guys get into that. So this song is called Slow. Why you gotta go make a mess of me? Why you getting in my head like that? I'm realizing now it's not bad. Oh, you're such a mystery. Every time I'm around you, I can breathe. Now I'm floating in the air like that. Thinking about we could have. Oh, yeah. You're getting close. You're getting closer. Yeah, when you're leaning, I feel your pulse and feel sweet. It's getting late, I'm losing control. I know I should go home. So can we start slow? Body slow. But when I'm with you, I roll it up. I'm the richest one in the land. Just because you're my man. Oh, all we got is time. Just freelance on top of mine. We can stay a while. Just don't cross the line now. You're getting closer, getting closer. Yeah, when you're leaning, I feel your pulse and feel sweet. It's getting late, I'm losing control. I know I should go home. So can we start slow? Move my body so. Don't get there eventually. There's no sense in rushing what's natural. No sense rushing what's natural. Oh, and don't get there eventually. There's no sense in rushing what's natural. Oh, what's natural. And when you lean in, I feel your pulse, I feel sing. It's getting late, oh, I'm losing control. I know I should go home. So can we start slow? Move my body so now. Can we start slow? Move my body slowly now. Can we start slow?
Yes. Yes. Well,
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Christie, for coming onto my show. It's been such a pleasure having you on.
No, thank you so much for having me. It's been so fun.
Do you have any last final thoughts that you'd like to say to people on the show?
Well, I hope that everybody, is having a good year. It's been a crazy year, but I think things are starting to look up, and I'm just really excited to hopefully see you in person on tour soon. So, yeah, hopefully see you soon.
Awesome.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how do I get through it find a home. But when I'm with you, someday doesn't seem so far away, no. Is it hopeless being a romantic? 'Cause I'm so hopeless dreaming about your smile. If I was a palm reader, baby, then all that I could tell you your future. I'd say you were strong, would live a good life, and one day you might find a wife. But I'm not a palm reader, but I know I'm your future. Baby, if I play my cards right, would you come home with me tonight? 'Cause I don't ever want to say goodbye. We're all dealt a different hand, we get along the best we can with what this life has to offer us. Is it hopeless being a romantic? 'Cause I'm so hopeless dreaming about your smile. If I was a palm reader, baby, then I could tell you your future. I'd say you were strong, would live a good life, and one day you might find a wife. But I'm not a palm reader, but I know I'm your future. And I know it's written in the stars, it's written on my heart, permanently. If I was a palm reader, baby, then I could tell you your future. I'd say you were strong, would live a good life, and one day you might find a wife. But I'm not a palm